The sixth wave isn't keeping Canadians away from traveling. And while a majority of restrictions have been lifted, there are still some things you need to know before you book that plane ticket.
People have to be prepared that the rules may change on them, and make sure, especially if you're traveling internationally, to make sure that you're constantly checking the websites of the places that you're going to ensure that you're going to follow rules and regulations, and be prepared that if something does happen and you do get it, to make sure that you have a plan.
A Ryerson professor of hospitality and tourism says he understands why people want to travel right now, but they need to be aware of the risks when it comes to going to another country.
If you really need a vacation this summer, stay in Canada. Stay domestic for this year.
For those who are looking to get out of the country, the president of a travel insurance agency, Martin Firestone, has this advice.
Trip cancellation has never had more meaning than it does today.
When we're talking about this trip cancellation fee, how much does it usually cost per trip?
Typically, it could be about 7 to 8% of the total cost insured. So if you were insuring a trip for $10,000 as an example, so the cost for your family broken up through all the individuals would be around $700. But that's to ensure that you don't have a crystal ball. The day before one of the children or someone gets ill, now the new twist is, what if you get COVID before you go away and you can't get on the plane to go?
Firestone says it's a small price to pay considering how you can easily lose it all. He also has these tips to those looking to get away.
Some countries still require a PCR test, so not even an antigen, but a PCR. So that's number one rule. Check where you're going and see what the requirements are. The ArriveCAN document is still necessary, and I will tell you, many complaints from people, maybe seniors nonetheless, who are saying it is so difficult to download it on their phones, to fill it in and complete it, even though they still don't need to show a negative antigen test, but they still have to show fully vaccinated.
Even though the mask mandate has been lifted, international travelers must wear a mask at all times upon returning to Canada when in public spaces. Maintain a list of all close contacts for your first 14 days and monitor yourself for symptoms of COVID-19. Similar rules stand for those randomly selected for a PCR test at the airport. While fully vaccinated travelers don't have to quarantine while they await their results, if they test negative, they must isolate for 10 days, regardless of a province's isolation requirements. The travel insurance company we spoke with says you also can't try and be sneaky and purchase trip cancellation insurance after you've gotten COVID. Insurance companies are aware of this trick and likely won't cover you, so it's best to purchase the insurance as soon as you book your vacation. For City News, I'm Maleeha Sheikh.